Welcome to the first Searcy Farm Supply podcast. We're glad you're aboard with us. We're going to start out by looking at the grains on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And bottom line is, it was a strong day, especially for beans and wheat. Let's take a look at the bean market first. Beans closed about 26.5 cents higher today. They opened a little bit lower and traded down about a penny or two and then turned around and came back. And the November contract blew right through that $9 level and closed at $9.13. Now, that was a very good opening, and they didn't have much trouble going through that $9 level, so that was kind of a psychological barrier. And now that resistance is on the charts has now become support. One of the big factors from the fundamental side is the export numbers for the beans. Last week's inspections, which took us through October the 9th, totaled 1,831,696 metric tons for 1 week, and that was a very, very good number. Puts us 12% above a year ago. Now, in the average trade market, we were only looking for about 1.1 to 1.2 million metric tons, so we just blew that figure out of the water. Wheat also had a good day. It kind of started out just a little bit unchanged to higher, but with the help from the beans and also some fundamental news we'll talk to you about a little bit later, the December wheat closed up 12.25 cents. Again, wheat has good chart activity, it has good support, and we are seeing some good buying coming in the wheat market. In that fundamental news, we continue to hear reports out of the Russian wheat belt as well as Australia of continued dry weather. So that's having a negative impact on their wheat production. And we're also beginning to hear some talk in the U.S. as we're getting ready to start planting wheat. Some farmers have really just in the Delta and the Mid-South been holding back, waiting for some moisture. We're completely run out of moisture, so no need in planting wheat there with no moisture. With export numbers in the wheat market weren't good this week. We've had several weeks of just poor export numbers. But again, those technical factors in the wheat seem to be holding that market. Corn is really just kind of ho-hum. It drifted all day, and probably if it hadn't had help from the wheat and the beans, it wouldn't have gone anywhere either. Corn closed up just a couple of pennies. Switching over to the livestock market, livestock in the cattle, feed cattle, and live cattle, really these two markets are just trying to find a direction. There are a lot of traders out there that think this market is getting ready to have another big wave down and take the live cattle and the nearby futures down to that 128. Certainly considerably below 130 level, and we're also beginning to see we're seeing a little bit of positive activity firming up in the cash market, so that's been a little bit supportive to the livestock futures market. But the traders really are on either side of this market. It could go either way, and really if you're trying to take a position, I think the best thing to do is to stay out of it right now until this market really decides which way it wants to go. The hog market, man, the hog market looks really, really good on the charts. Looks like the December hogs closed up 67 and 57 and a half, and that was up about 107.5 points. It sure looks like the December hogs here in the mid 67.50 range are going to 70 cents. Most traders seem to think that also. We want to remind you now as we get ready to close out here on our first podcast, be sure and check out SearcyFarmSupply.com. We have totally revamped the website there. You're going to find a lot of agricultural news, market clothing, market comments, charts, analysis. We have a lot of links to all the agricultural links out there that will help you plan your farm operation. Also, check out our clothing and outdoor sections. We have a full section of muck boots, browning clothing, draped waterfowl. So as we're getting close to winter, be sure and drop into Searcy Farm Supply. Check it out on the website and then come by and visit with us. And for all your seed, fertilizer, and crop protection needs, certainly Searcy Farm Supply is your one-stop shop there. So remember, SearcyFarmSupply.com, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We're out there every day keeping you up to date on what's going on in the ag markets. So stay tuned. Be back tomorrow. We'll have another podcast for you, and we'll give you some more agricultural news and the news behind the markets. For Searcy Farm Supply and SearcyFarmSupply.com, this is Larry Birchfield. Have a great day.